seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We are going live here in several places at once. We're still sort of mixing things around, and we're still making sure we're live everywhere. So if you see us, it's great if you comment and say hello. We will be doing some free readings today. So check it out. Welcome. Say hello, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to have everyone here tonight. So my name's Sarah Redcrow. I started my mediumship development journey in December of 2021. My reasons behind doing this journey it's a very personal reason. So in November, me and my family contracted COVID. And unfortunately, my oldest and only son passed away from the COVID complications. And like anyone else, you feel devastated. And I could not imagine saying goodbye. So instead, I learned how to say hello again. I just like to share. So this is my son. He was 20 years old, a month shy of his 21st birthday, and he's the reason why I'm here today. He helps me with my readings. So my son, he will guide your loved ones to the reading. Sorry. But
it's beautiful, Sarah. It's beautiful. I love your story. I want to just let you know you got lots of people tuning in the group. There's lots of people saying hello. Everybody, some of these people you probably know, just going to say that too. Some of them you might recognize, like Sherry Epstein McGuire and Angie Glass. They're all saying hello, and
hello.
and some other beautiful people here. Let me go back to the thing. Also Sarah Barr, Mama Cole is with us, Maggie Cox. So here you go. And just want to let you know you got support right here, right now for you.
And I just want to let everyone know I appreciate everyone's support and kindness and patience, because you'll learn I stutter. When I'm nervous, but I just want to let everyone know that, you know, the passing of our loved ones is such a devastating, it doesn't matter if it's your child, your mother, your father, your siblings, just whoever you held near and dear. It's devastating. And I'm just here to let everyone know that, you know, it's not the end. It's, even though they're not here physically, they're still here. They're still walking with us. And I am more than honored to bring them to you and help you say hello again. And just to let you know, when spirit does come, they're just as nervous and excited to join that meeting with you, that reading. I can't say the countless times I would feel them being like, just so, the energy that like they push forth, the love, the excitement, they're here. And right now I can feel a whole host, and I see them all like waving like, hello, hello. But yeah, it's
okay,
just to
Sarah.
be
You
able
have
to say hello.
got a bunch of viewers. We got a bunch of viewers. I know this StreamYard thing, it only says a couple, but that's actually not really accurate because it doesn't count the people in the group. Okay. So and so the people in the group is actually more like 20 viewers. And so there's lots of people listening in and tuning into you, and they're vibing with you. Sarah Bragg said hello. And a lot of people are like, sorry for your loss. And they're connecting with you. Mama Cole said, oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine. So lots of people here supporting you, okay? And you could just, I know you're a little bit nervous, and that's okay. You know what, guys? It's actually kind of hard to be here in the live, and sometimes we kind of take it for granted a little bit, but it's, it takes some getting used to, I suppose. I've been doing this for years and years and years. Since video came on the internet back in the 90s, okay, you guys? So so yeah, look at this. And Jess Marie here, she said, hello, my mom just passed away July 1st unexpectedly. I miss her so much. We understand that, Jess. Oh, I'm sorry about your mom. It's hard, huh? It's hard. Grief is such a funky thing, isn't it, Sarah?
It is. I think out of everything that us humans experience in life, the death of your loved one, we all know that death happens, but you're never prepared for it. And why would you be? And just walking the grief journey, the one thing that I've really learned in my own is, even though there's people out there who are well-meaning, and I'm grateful for their support. Okay, sometimes, yeah, I'm kind of like, hey, just back off, but we all know that. But the thing that I really want to put out there is, don't feel bad about the way you're handling things. You'll figure it out. Always reach out for support and help, though, if you get into that really, really dark area. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't make you look weak. Or I know for me personally, especially the first year, I got in that really dark spot myself, and I was scared to get out of it because I thought, well, what if he thinks that I moved on? But no, that's not the case. Our loved ones know our feelings, our hearts. And even though it's hard to hear, because I can say myself, when someone said to me, oh, but your son would want you to do this, your son wants you to move on, like not move on, but live. I know that's a hard thing to hear, and if I could see a show of hands, I'm pretty sure there's a lot that's saying, I get it.
I'm sure there are a lot of people doing that. And you know what, Sarah, why don't you tell them a little bit about how you got developed, and how I've watched you grow over the last couple of years that we've known each other. It's been a beautiful sort of watching you heal from grief and grow into being a medium. And you're still sort of in that process, but it's beautiful to watch. I mean, from a mentor's point of view, it's beautiful. But why don't you share that with them a little bit?
Okay, so like I said, so it was about a few days before my son's 21st birthday. He's born December 19th. So how I like to start at the beginning. He was born on a Tuesday morning, 7 on the dot. I was 15 years old, scared out of my mind. And when I had him, he was born at 30 weeks due to I had preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, I'm just a kid. Like I get to take this baby home, and I was scared out of my wits. And I remember right after I had him, I went over to the little cot where the light is shining to keep them warm. And he was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. And I remember quietly going up towards him, and he opened his one eye, and it was just this dark, gorgeous brown. And he was like looking me up and down, and I could just feel him say, "So you're that voice." And he opened up my heart. I never knew love like that. I didn't think it existed, to be honest. So we grew up together. And then when he passed, it was, I remember watching the nurses and the doctors perform CPR. And I remember praying, begging everyone and anyone there to help, because I didn't know how to live without him. And I'll admit, I still don't. It's hard. But the reason I'm telling you this part, and I know it's hard to listen to, afterwards, when they let us go into the room, it was me and my husband. And I remember feeling like a very small child, and as if I felt like I was sneaking into somewhere where I wasn't allowed to be. And there was my baby laying there. And I used to, when he was little and up until the few days prior to his passing, I would always trace his eyes like this. It would help put him to sleep. And I remember doing that. I remember kissing his forehead. I remember singing to him. And I remember telling him, I said, Apuxi, which means mouse in my language. That was his nickname. And I said, you come back to me, you're Inde, which means of the people. I said, you come back, okay? I know you can. And that was the first sign. That night when we came back home, I felt like my head was in the kitchen. I felt pulled apart, and I felt like all my body parts were scattered. And I remember sitting in the living room on the couch, and I could see down the hallway, and his bedroom door was open. And I was just waiting for him to come out. And I just kept on saying to him, you come back to me. And all of a sudden I heard a light switch click, and his bedroom light went on, and then click, it went off. And I said, Jonah, and it clicked and it went on, it stayed on. And that was my first sign that he was saying, hey, Mom, I'm still here. So then I thought, I need to figure out how to say hello. I've always knew that there was life after. I knew about mediums. I was able to get a few readings, but at the time I couldn't afford it. So it wasn't just that driving factor that got me to want to learn. It was that I wanted to be able to connect with him. I wanted to hear his voice again. So I learned about the chakras. And I knew that it was the third eye that helps in the crown. So I learned how to do meditations. The first ones that I did was chakra open, like the third eye opening meditations. And that was fun. It taught me how to have more patience, because going into it, I thought, I am going to do this and bam, it's going to happen. Well, that didn't happen. It was a long process. But then I found mediumships, communicating with the dead, grief and loss, and that's where I met Hollis. And I did the first greeting meeting. Sorry, Hollis, I think I'm saying that wrong, but
they're called gallery readings. Mm-hmm.
The gallery reading, yes. And then I remember I booked that free introduction meeting with you. And that's
the discovery meeting.
The discovery meeting, thank you. But that's where, honestly, Hollis told me, I explained to them about what I was doing and my intentions. And Hollis said to me, the one thing that sticks to me day in, day out, and I tell other people now too, to trust in myself. And Hollis taught me to say, and at this time I kind of thought, oh, I felt silly, but I started doing it. I said, I believe you, Sarah. I believe what you're getting, and I believe what you're seeing and experiencing. And honestly, that helps so very much. I have been doing, so then I found other sites for practicing. I often take Stacy Siegel Brickley's online practice courses. I've took countless the live galleries with Hollis, and it was.
I think you've even done one of my classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the astrology one. And honestly, it was just that drive, and how I started out also is I did automatic writing. That's how I first connected with my son. I really wish I would have grabbed the paper to show everyone. But I remember my first automatic writing. I went in a trance. I had my eyes closed, and I just let him take over. And I drew this picture. It wasn't as good as his picture, but it matched perfectly a picture that he drew from school that I have hanging in my hallway. And then that's when all the messages started coming from him. I have done some, it's called trans mediumship, also known as possession, but thanks to Hollywood, when anyone hears possession, they think, it's not that. The first time I experienced trans mediumship, it was actually my daughter, Tequin. She's 20, because she's also doing this journey as well. We were sitting in the living room, and we did our meditations, and all of a sudden she sat up, and when she spoke, I heard my son's voice. And I was like, wow, so next how I did that, I invited him to speak through me. I have a funny story that I'm pretty sure everyone would like to hear. So my son was left-handed. I'm right-handed. And as I was trying to develop this trans mediumship, I was downstairs and I was using my husband's dartboard. Well, when I channel my son that way, how I experience, it's like my conscious self steps back and he steps forward. And we were kind of playing a game of darts, me and my son. So I was able to shoot with my left hand, and then he would step back and I'd shoot with my right. And my husband came down, and I let Jonah step forward. So I was shooting, and I guess my husband said something, and I turned around, and from what he says to me, was that our son's voice came out, and I said, "Hi, Dad," and it really shook him up. But now he's used to that. At the moment, I don't really offer trans mediumships in my readings, just because I'm more comfortable with it being my son. I did have a one time an older lady speak through me that way. My daughter said she had a real Southern accent. It was pretty interesting, but yeah, that's kind of how I started with all this, is just finding the knowledge and going for it. And no matter how many times, if it was either someone else trying to like doubt me or myself trying to doubt, I just pushed it aside. And at first my intentions is I just wanted to communicate with my son. But then when I realized to communicate with others as well, to bring messages to their loved ones, not only did it help me be like, okay, I am getting this, it's not just in my head. There was that, but it's such a rewarding experience to connect each and every one of you with your loved ones and feeling the love from both sides. So feeling your guys' love and their love going towards you. And honestly, it's such an honor to be included in that moment. It's such an intimate and precious moment. And for me to be able to be the one to help bring those messages forward, I just want to say thank you to everyone for trusting me, and thank you on both sides to everyone here and your loved ones. It's truly, truly an honor for me.
All right. Well, you know what? A lot of people are asking some questions. Oops, wrong one. And there is a question here from Maggie Cox, and she asked, do you communicate with your son on a daily basis? I thought that was a good question, because I think mediumship, well, go ahead, Sarah.
So I do. Sometimes he comes in clearly where I could hear him, or he'll give me an image. Sometimes it's not as clear, so I will use my pendulum and ask him questions. I really noticed, and also speaking with other mediums, that sometimes it's a little harder for us to connect with our loved ones. Saying like there's that connection there, but sometimes it's a little hazy. Whereas if I were to bring your loved one through, it's more like there and clear. But yes, no, I do communicate with him on a daily basis, whether it be how I would communicate with your loved one. So if I could hear him, but a lot of times I do use my pendulum to just ask, yes, no. Also, so this is my pendulum. It's going to show. Nice. So when it goes, like if you're nodding your head, that means yes for mine. And back and forth is no. Circle I worked out with my son is like a maybe. And I'm hoping everyone can see this. Jonah, are you here? Are you nervous for this live? Mom's putting you on the spot, eh? I love you, son. And you see how it kind of goes on a diagonal? So that's how me and him have learned how to like broaden the pendulum. So for us, like sometimes during like when I'm using it, he'll tell me love you, and that it goes kind of like this way. So not that way or not no, but kind of on a diagonal. I hope that answered your question, Maggie.
I think it probably did. Yeah. And then Michelle says hi. Hi, Michelle. Hi.
Hi,
We're glad
Michelle.
you're here. And some people are asking for a reading. Hi, Morocco. Welcome on YouTube. Um, and Joe Jennifer, I'm trying to. Hello, do loved ones come through other people today? I was sad and I talked to Chaplain very random, gave me a message if live for my okay, I think she's asking for a reading. So
Okay.
why don't you see if there's lots of people wondering if their messages are coming through. So I think we have enough people connected to us now that maybe you can bring some through. There are some more people saying hello, like Allison, who said it was beautiful what you said, and Jackie says hello. Hi,
Thank
Jackie.
you. Hi, Jackie. Okay. So I do have I actually have two people, but I'm going to ask them to come one at a time. So the first one, he's a shorter gentleman. He was bald on top. He had hair kind of circling. So I'm hearing cul-de-sac kind of look. How he's showing me him dressed. So he has a light blue sweater, and then I see him wearing a dress shirt underneath. He's wearing glasses. His glasses are kind of more, they're wire framed and they're round. I would put him between mid to late 50s, as early as early 60s. He likes to smile a lot. Other times he would kind of have I'm going to see if I can, his mouth would be like slightly open. Like I felt like this was when he was like really paying attention. He was really expressive with his facial features. So when something caught his interest and he wanted to really hear it, he's showing me, he like put his head forward and his eyes are getting kind of big and his mouth is slightly open, like, oh, okay.
Now, of course, if things start matching for you, please say something in the comments. Go ahead, sir.
So the way he's showing me he's dressed, it's it's really kind of cute. So it's how I said with the sweater and the dress shirt. And normally you would think to pair it with like slacks or something, but he's got jeans on and tennis shoes.
Someone asked for what his hair was like again.
Okay, so on top, it's mostly balding, so like around here. On the side, so he's still got the hair on the side. It's darker. He's showing me that when he was younger, he had a full head of dark, like it was black, actually black hair. He is showing me, I do believe that he was a father figure. He is showing me him with a little girl. I believe this is a memory, so please, everyone, I know sometimes if I bring forth a memory, a lot of us think that we mean now or more recent. He is of Asian descent. This memory that he's showing me, I see him helping a little girl. I believe it's her first bike ride. The bike is red, and the handlebars, the little like hand grips, they're like a white, and there's streamers. She's wearing a pink helmet, and I can see pigtails. She looks to be about, I would put her between 4 and 5. She has the training wheels on. He was a big part of his children's life. So I feel that he might have a daughter here, because he's really, I feel there is more than just one child, but he's really focusing on this little girl. I see also he's showing me her graduation. So instead of the traditional like black grad gown, I think it was more of a, because I know each school can have different gown colors. This one looks like a darker green, and I see some like yellow stripes with the white.
Okay, I think we might have a match. Why don't we have a couple of people saying Grin Young is asking if if he was Asian. Grin Young, does that match for you? Does everything match? Most things match? Joe Jennifer is also pretty sure, so I don't know if you feel into it the way I do, Sarah. I usually ask my spirit guide to tell me who it is. But anyway, I don't know if that works for you.
I feel that he is for Joe, because as soon as her thing, he's like, he points, he's like, so
Yep. Okay.
He just wants you to know that he is so proud of you, and that he was.
Look, she says that's my sister's green and yellow graduation outfit. There you go.
That's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just. So he's like getting excited now. So I'm like getting his feels, and he's telling me how proud he is of his children, that they excel in everything that they do. When you guys were little, did he like to really push you guys to do your best? Because he's letting me know, he's saying, I am so proud of my children and all they accomplished. He said, but I had to push them. Sometimes I might have seemed a little bit too harsh, but I loved them, and I just wanted them to not have to struggle and to make something of themselves, not just to make me proud, which they always did, but to make themselves proud. So he's going back to the time with the bike. Sorry. And he said that he was just so excited about the determination. I feel that maybe there was a couple of falls off of that little bike, but he goes, she just got back on, and he goes, I was nervous because I don't like to see my children get hurt, but I was proud that they got right back on and continued riding. And he said, I know it was really hard for when I left, but you guys just got right back on and continued riding, and I'm so proud of you. And he goes, my children, he goes, my children, they're amazing. They're wonderful. So he's bringing up, and I believe that this is your mom. So how he's showing me her, she's shorter. She has her hair is short. So he shows me it being like short and cropped, but then all of a sudden at times she might have grew it out a bit, and it was a little bit curly at the end. She's slight of build. She's really pretty. He's just saying that, I'm so glad that you guys are doing everything you can to help her.
Sounds like a lot of validation coming through there. I just want to say that out loud in case people aren't looking at it. Joan Jennifer is saying that, yeah, that all of these things are true with the school and sports and the bike and that her mom is struggling right now. Yeah, it's hard, Jen. Go ahead.
So before he goes for right now, he just wants you to go, and he goes, I know you go and you hug her and you tell her it's going to be okay. But the next time you give her a hug, tell her that's from me. Did he used to bring your mom flowers? So he's asking. It's really cute. He shows me daisies and then he shows me roses. So I feel like he switched them up, but he's asking you to give her some flowers for him and a hug, and just for all of you to know that he is always with you. Okay. He loves you all so very much, and he's never far away.
That's beautiful, Joe Jennifer. I'm so glad you got a little reading, Joe Jennifer. I'm so glad.
Yes, I'm so happy to connect you with your father. He's a lovely man. Thank you to Joe's father, Joe Jennifer's father, for coming through. So I do have another lady stepping forward. She's quite spunky. She's older as well. I would put her in her 70s. I feel she might be a little bit. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's so sweet. So I feel that she might have been a little bit older when she passed, but she's telling me a lady doesn't reveal her age. She kind of has her hair in an updo. How she's showing me her hair. So it is white, but at first, so she turned her head like this, and I saw a dyed streak of like a light lavendery purple. So her nose is like more thinner. She's got a really nice jawline. She liked to dress nicely. She's showing me, she's like, I was the life of the party. She's showing me her wearing like different bracelets. Sometimes she'd wear bangles. I do believe she was obviously a mother and a grandmother. She really liked to wear more like flowy clothes. So I'm seeing her kind of in, it looks like the top, it's a little bit more fitted. And then she did like pastel colors. So her pants, I would put their capris. How she's showing me them, they're like a light mint color. And then her top is a light purple. And the jacket, it's not really a jacket, it's a really light material, but that's like a really pale yellow. Can anyone take her so far?
Somebody's asking for initials, but I don't know if you do that. If it matches, not everybody gets initials and names and things like that, but maybe sometimes.
I'll see if she'll tell me if I can get anything.
Maybe just get other information.
Sure. I am hearing it's like a Margie. It's a M. I'm not hearing it completely. So she was very active in her old age still. I do believe that she was living in an old age home. I was going to say nursing home, but she gave me a stern look like, no, it wasn't that. Um, I see her kind of jogging, like not like full on racing. She says to a key to a long, good life is treat your body like a temple. Like, you can still have fun, but be smart about it. Don't just sit around and let it crumble. Her words.
Did you say? Can you tell me what her hair looked like again?
So how she's showing me her hair, it's in an updo.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like she wore. It's actually kind of funny that I have this with me. So it's kind of like a hair clip like this. It's not the same color, but it's like that, and it was like her hair's up.
Oh,
And
like clipped back.
yeah. Um, she would occasionally, like if she was going out to like dinner or if it was like a gathering, whether it's a wedding or something, she did tend to like to wear like a pink lipstick and just a touch of rouge.
Mm-hmm. The personality matches more than her looks for me, and that's the hilarious part. But,
Like just really like outgoing, like
mm-hmm.
she, she is mentioning that when she was younger, she was so scared to get old because she didn't want to be like how she saw other old people. She didn't want to be stuck in a rocker, is what she's saying. So she was darn determined to not be that way,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't. She was a force to be reckoned with. She is letting me know that she. So I don't know if this would be a clue. So when she references her children, she calls them youngins. She said, I had my youngins and I watched them and they grew up right. So she has that kind of a little twang to her accent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does this match for anyone else? Anyone else in the chat? Looking at the chat. Well, it's a funny thing, Sarah. I think it actually might be for me. But I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Her name is Ava Berg. Um, I didn't know her that well. Um, it does sound like her. I mean, I didn't know her that well before when she was younger, but I knew her in her old age, and I crossed her to the other side. I was her death midwife, and yeah, she was kind of she was in a hospital before she passed. Um, and it was pretty unfortunate because she had cancer, and she was actually a medical marijuana advocate for Pennsylvania. She's actually famous. She's well known. Like, you should have seen her funeral. But yeah, her name is Ava Burke. I'm pretty sure that's who you're channeling. And she sometimes would talk a little different because she was around. Yeah.
So Hollis, would you be able to take, so when I asked her if her name was Ava, right away she's, how she was showing me, she was lounging in a chair. And did she smoke at one point? But
Oh, she smoked cannabis. She also smoked cigarettes.
Okay, because so she was showing me it. As soon as I asked if her name's Ava, she right away she goes, "Hi, sugar." So
Yeah. Yeah. She was kind of different. You can look her up on Facebook, you guys, if you want. Her name is Ava Berg. You'll see. Well, yeah. So yeah, she's funny. She was a medical marijuana advocate, and because she felt that people with cancer should have access to cannabis. And of course, this is back then, and Pennsylvania still had it pretty illegal even for that. And well, let's just say I tried to help her because she had cancer. Um, once the cannabis was in her like auric realm, she couldn't at that point take it because she was on a breathing machine. But she passed right after that, like an hour later.
Wow.
I think I was supposed to be the one to deliver it in that way. So, okay.
She just wants to say to you, Hollis, that she's very grateful and thankful for everything that you did for her, and she's still smoking.
Okay.
But
I used to tell her to quit, but whatever, she was hilarious. She has a funny grandma smoker rant, and she was a force to be reckoned with for sure. Absolutely. In fact, the government, like the local government, when she would come to their little political things, they would be like they would be afraid because she would start ranting and rapping. She has YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. She's hilarious. Anyway,
I'll definitely check her out. She seems
her
like
name is Ava Berg from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but she used to live here in Colorado. But before that, she was she married a black man when when it was illegal, and she had to run from this state, Colorado, to the East Coast, and so she didn't go to jail, and so she was an advocate also for black rights for
oh wow.
all black people. Mm-hmm. So she's a very outspoken activist. Mm-hmm. She's one of my guides. So thank you, Ava.
Thank you.
Let's bring someone else. Let's bring someone else through for the group. Go ahead, Sarah.
So I do have a young girl. She's very, very pretty. She is showing me, I would put her between about 9, 10 years old. She had light brown hair. She would wear it in higher pigtails. Her hair was very long. She's showing me herself in a white summer dress, so I can see the straps, and on where the neckline, so it's kind of across more, and I see like little different colored butterflies that were embroidered. Her dress, it comes to about her knee, and then there's like kind of a frilly bottom to it. She's wearing these little white sandals, and the strap goes over and then behind her heel, and they have butterflies on it as well. So her skin is I would put it as a sun-kissed nice. It's a nice little tan, but not overly dark. She has very big eyes. I would say her eyes are hazel. So they kind of changed with the lighting. So sometimes they would look in darker lighting, they would look a little bit a deeper brown, but just if the light hits them at a certain angle, they're either just this beautiful hazily color, a kind of a mix of green and a blue. She was known to, people would always comment her on her eyes. So she's showing me her standing here, and she is holding a red round lollipop. I believe that she did have a younger sibling, another little girl. So I see her holding this little girl's hand. This child, I would say she's between 1 and 2, so not quite walking. Her hair is like her sister's, lighter brown, and she has just 2 little tiny pigtails because she still's got that little baby hair. I feel this image that she's showing me, that they were going to, I keep hearing Easter. So the younger sibling, she's almost in a matching dress, but hers is a pink, like a light pink. And I see, it's cute. So they're kind of holding this like basket between them. The basket is like just like one of those ones that you get from like Walmart that they show at Easter time. You know, they're wicker, very colorful. This one, it has a dark purple handle, and then the weave has some like pink and yellow. And I see her and the youngest girl like holding this, and I can see this big like yard, green yard, and she's like looking around like, okay, where should we start? Can anyone take her?
So if this resonates with you or you think it might resonate with you, speak up. Sometimes spirits come through and we don't know who they belong with. Sometimes I wonder if that person's like supposed to be watching or something. But anyway, if it resonates with you, if it's someone you know, even if it's not the person you are looking for, the person you were looking for might come right behind them. So if this is someone you might know, speak up, comment, or reach out.
So she's also showing me, I can see it's like a lake. So she's no longer wearing that dress. She's wearing white shorts and a red tank top. Her hair is still the same. And I believe that this might have been like a camping or a beach day. So how I see the water, and if you go on the shoreline, there's a bunch of like little rocks and pebbles, but there's also there's sand as well. That's why I said I wasn't too sure if this was like a lakeside or more of like a beach ocean wise. So I do see her standing there, and I can see her looking out. I see someone in a boat. It's a little bit farther out.
Is it possible, Sarah, that this is a reflection of someone that died much older as themselves younger? Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes
Yeah.
spirits will come through young, and it's not like people will be thinking it's a kid, and it's not. Like I know my dad comes through as like a 22-year-old man, and he died in his 70s. So just saying.
Right. And Jonah has been known to come through as a toddler. So I'm just going to do what I ask others to do, and I'm going to ask if they can show me their age. So she did show me her age. I would put her in her mid 20s, possibly, I hear on the cusp of being 30. Her hair is shoulder length. She's still very, very pretty. I really feel that she, even as a young adult, had a sweet tooth, because she's still showing me her with that lollipop. That's what she says. I was going to say sucker, but she says lollipop. How she's showing me now, I see her in like cut off jean shorts. She's wearing a maroon tank top with the spaghetti straps. So the one thing with her hair now, it looks like she might. Okay, so I was gonna say it looks like she had some like added like streaks to it, but she's telling me no, that's natural. That she says sun kissed, just like how she said with her skin. She was in life, she took school very seriously. I feel that she was pushing to become a nurse. She did know how to have fun though. So
yeah, Allison, I'm pretty sure she did say she had a younger sister. Pretty sure she did earlier.
Yeah, she
Didn't
did
she?
show me. When I saw her, so this younger sister would have been, when she showed me when she was younger, I put her age between 9 and 10, and the little girl between like 1 and 2. So she is younger. Can you take this, Allison?
I don't know if she can or not. She just said okay, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. No, she said. No.
Okay.
There's someone else that was asking that. Oh, I think Maggie was saying you just answered my question. I think she was asking the same question I was. Are we sure this was a child?
Okay, no, fair enough. So she is showing me, I can't see the name of the school, but it looks like a brick building. I keep on hearing college dorms. So I do feel that she stayed that she went to college and she stayed in the dorms. You know, how she's showing me. So I do believe that her passing had to do with a car accident. So she's showing me
anybody?
her in a vehicle, and there's a few other people there, and they're driving. I can hear them laughing. And it was honestly, it was just a freak accident.
Mama Cole is saying she believes it's her cousin.
Okay.
She's saying she. Let me try to. I can't feature the comment because it's in the group, but I can copy and paste it. She just says she believes it's her cousin. So, Mama Cole said that.
Okay. Did she want me to kind of
just bring in any whatever message there is, and see what that spirit has to say?
Okay, so we're just gonna move past that. So I also a lot of times get like little songs from spirit in that. So Mama Cole, would you understand that song? Lollipop, lollipop, oh la la lolly lolly lollipop, boom boom boom. So she's showing me her, and oh, sorry, I was just reading. Okay. Was her dad taller, darker hair, handsome fellow? I put him between like almost 6 foot, nice jawline. Oh, sorry, Hollis, I can't hear you.
She said yep to the I think to the song.
Okay. So did you and her spend a lot of time together as teenagers?
Yeah, she also said that's why she showed you the lollipop in the beginning.
Oh,
check it out. Look, what she said. I just copied and pasted it. She showed you in the beginning.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So she's just she's saying that, you know, she's proud of where you have moved forward, and like where you've come. And she said, cool, cuz like you're a psychic without. So she's just was happy to quickly pop in. She's sending you her love. She keeps on telling me though, she's like, she's a psychic, you know, she's a medium. She knows what I'm saying. So
oh boy.
That, she's just saying that, you know, she's proud of you and she loves you. And she said, you know, when we all meet up, we'll be dancing again together. So I'm going to leave you with that and say thank you to her for coming through. And I'm going to see if I can.
Mama Cole said, laughing, she said, bah, ha, ha, ha. Family said it was evil. Thanks, no one ever talks about them. Okay.
I hear that.
Family
I get
probably said that mediumship was evil. Yeah, they like to say that. Yeah.
For myself, it's kind of funny because I have lupus. I'm not sure, it's autoimmune disease, so a lot of times I get sick, and I'll have it's so weird. I'll have every once in a while someone will say to me, "I know why you're sick. It's because that's that thing you do." And I'm like, "That thing?" And I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "This is healing. This is great." So, don't ever let anyone tell you that mediumship or psychic abilities is evil, because it's not. It's not, and that's not right for anyone to say that. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, believe in your spirit, your loved ones, and your guides. I'm sounding like Jiminy Cricket. It's kind of funny because there's another spirit here, he's a male, and he keeps on like popping in, like, Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket. So let's see if he wants to come forward. So this gentleman that's stepping forward, he's showing me, I feel that he was a teenager I would put him in between like 1940s, 1950s. So he's showing me, I feel his hair is dark brown, but that like grease stuff that they used to use back then to style their hair. So he has it pushed back, and then there's that little piece of hair coming down.
Like a greaser.
Yeah, that's what I kept. And he's wearing a white shirt. It's like rolled up on the sleeves. He's got a pack of smokes, jeans. His shoes, they look like Converses. And he's got a yellow not leather jacket. I don't know where I heard yellow jacket, but with his collar is popped.
So this is probably like his favorite time of life or something.
Yeah, I feel he passed when he was older, but how he's showing me, he goes, "I'm cool again." So I feel that move was even something that carried on to when he was older. So I'm just going to let him live his glory moment for a second before I ask him for more evidence. So he is mentioning a T-bird, and I can't help but feel like he's giving very big Grease vibes. That show, that movie Grease.
Maybe it was just his favorite movie or something.
Right? I'm not really too sure what this is all about. So I asked him if he could show me what he looked like older. So he's still got the brown hair. It's not as styled and slicked back. He has very intense blue eyes. So in his younger age, he, again, had a very nice jawline. He was very well in shape. When he got older, his eyes weren't as intensely blue, but they were a nice blue where you literally felt like, he said, people trusted me. He's showing me that, he was a car enthusiast. He's showing me him working on cars, but it was more of a hobby. It wasn't, he said, people wouldn't come to me to be a mechanic, but I like to tinker. So he is mentioning a wife. I believe that they're high school sweethearts. She is blonde. And when she was younger, when they met, she liked to have this part of her hair kind of clipped up, and she would wear a flower, and her hair would come down, and it was kind of had a curl. Could anyone take this? She's very pretty. Her eyes were brown.
So Brianna said, sounds like my papa pre-military. He was a mechanic as well. And she's saying Chevy love. All right. That's what she said. Chevy love.
So even when he was older, even though he wasn't as tip top shape when he was younger, but he was still fit. I'm just gonna read Brianna's.
He was head over heels for Nana, she says. I guess that's her grandma, I'm guessing.
When you were little, did he used to like to swing you up and put you on his shoulder? So he is showing me him picking up this little girl, and he would go like this, and he's referring to her as like his little parrot. So spent a lot of time together. I see him have his hand like this supporting her, but also have their arm is kind of outstretched, and he would go like this, like as if he was trying to like kind of airplane, but have her perched.
She said yes. She said it was. Hold on. Yes, I was his doll, so to speak. She says.
And he says, "You're still my doll."
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's just letting you meet, and he wants you to know that you speak to him from time to time. He's saying, "I hear her," and he wants you to have trust in what you do. I feel that you ask him for advice. Like he was your go-to for advice. If you had a problem, you went to him. He says, "My dolly, I'm still here. I'm still guiding you. But you need to trust yourself too. Don't be scared. You understand in your," he's like holding his belly. He says, "your gut and your heart." He said, "Sometimes you have to listen to your heart more than your gut. But sometimes you have to listen to your gut more than your heart. And then sometimes you just have to put them all aside and listen to your head."
There she goes. It sounds like they were fishing buddies. She's also saying that he was kind of her father figure. Okay.
He just wants you to know that, he's very proud of you. He was proud of you when you were growing up and seeing all that you accomplished. And he's proud of you now. He still sees you. He still hears you. So don't ever doubt that. Okay?
All right. All right. Beautiful. All right, Sarah, how you feeling? You feeling like you can maybe bring one more spirit through, or what do you think? I know it's the tiring thing to do, especially here. When I'm connected in Zoom, it's so much more flowy. When you're trying to connect over these kinds of things, it's a little bit more challenging. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I think I can bring one more through. I do have a lady here. So how she's presenting herself, she's shy. She would, I believe in life, or I feel in life that, she was very smart, but she let other people kind of walk over her. She was more in the background. She's older. I feel that she was like in her 50s when she passed. She is letting me aware. I believe that when she passed, it had to do with a heart condition. I just see her sitting on so I keep on hearing lazy boy. And she was sitting, and she was gonna go to get up, and then this tight. She was home alone at the time when this happened, so unfortunately, she wasn't able to get help. She is showing me her hair. It's kind of almost like a light reddish brown, auburn, I want to say. Oh.
So Jess thinks it's her mom. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Let us know what matched, Jess.
How she's showing me, she's wearing glasses, but I really feel that they weren't like an everyday. It was more like, say, if she was wanting to like do reading or watch TV.
Like reading
She
glasses or something.
is showing me that. So I do see this gray cat, and this cat, I see it like kind of perched on the armrest. She was and I feel she was a little bit heavy set, but not overweight, if that makes sense. But she was self-conscious. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jess. I'm just gonna ask. So I do believe I have your mom, Jess. She wants you to know. She says, "Baby," she goes, "I love you so much. Don't blame yourself." Did you blame yourself? You felt that because you weren't there that you might have been able to prevent what happened? She wants you to know, do not blame yourself. She's saying, que sera, sera. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. So she said, no,
she's feeling a lot of guilt. Yeah. So that sounds like Jess is validating everything. Well done.
She's just letting you know that, do not blame yourself and that you were her perfect princess. And she wants to tell you, don't miss her because she's there with you.
Look, she likes that song that you just brought through. Isn't that the song you just said?
Yes.
That word you just said? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That song, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours, you see. Que sera, sera.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
She sang that to you. I'm feeling that was a song that she might have sang to you a lot. Oh, she is sending you so much love. And she's just letting you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
Jess is so grateful.
She's just letting you know that, you know what? She shrugs her shoulders. She goes, I'm still here. She said, baby, she's like, talk to me. I hear you. And she loves you so very much. Would you understand the reference? So she's saying to me, she was my pumpkin. She had a lot of little nicknames for you, didn't she? So, because I heard I heard my little pumpkin, my princess. She's just letting you know that, you are all those. And
is that true, Jess? Is that true? Hold on. Her birthday is on Halloween. Okay. Were you ever a pumpkin for Halloween, Jess? Like your first Halloween? You were 1 year old.
She is showing me an image.
She always called me her pumpkin. See, look at that validation.
That's perfect.
Well done, Sarah.
Thank you. And if anyone wants some more detailed readings, feel free to go to Psychic Insights. I'm on there, and I would love to connect each and every one of you more. So this has been amazing. You are all amazing. Thank you to all of your loved ones for coming through. And yeah.
You did a really good job, Sarah.
Thank you.
This isn't easy to do this. I'm just gonna say, you guys, even for a very well practiced medium, getting on here and going live, there's some nerves about it, and things like that. And but not just that, then you're connecting across, like, I don't know, what are we on, like 6 platforms right now? You have, like, so it's not easy. But you did a great job, Sarah. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it when spirits come through and deliver messages, and I'm very proud of you. I've just watched you grow so much, and just you would ask little questions, and I knew you were practicing all the time, and that's what you got to do. It takes practice, but I would say that the practice, maybe it's a little distracting from the grief or something. I don't know. But I know I personally went through something very similar when I lost my dad a long time ago. So, yeah. So I think, I don't know, maybe a lot of mediums come through that way. I think most of us come through that way. Most of us kind of, like, someone dies, and then your link is only showing your video, your photo. Is that true, Allison? Let me see.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I'm sorry, I meant to bring it up to you before, Hollis, that when I clicked on my link, it just shows my picture.
Well, that's weird. Because that's not what it's doing here. So let me give you I'm not sure why it's doing that, because I'm looking at her whole page. So let me just give you her direct link. I'm not really sure. So you can book directly at, there we go. That'll take you right to her. Allison, you should be able to see that. That'll take you right to her her scheduling software and things like that. It'll take you right to there. Because I'm not sure actually what's happening, because on my end it's working. So, like, who knows? I'm not even sure what to do with that. So you see both. Wait a minute. After trauma, I see both. Who is seeing both? Both Angie, Brianna, Clone. They're all saying they see both. What do you mean you see both? What do you mean by that? Yeah, not sure what you guys mean, but I would love to get to know. So, anyway, my friends. Okay, did you get it, Allison? Allison's got it, I think, now. So, you can book directly with Sarah Redcrow there. That'll have her schedule, and that'll just take you right there. I just clicked on it. It works just fine. Yep. That's her little scheduling software. This service is I run this service, so I know Allison. You can trust that it's a reliable service. It's pretty much what I've done is just try to help lift up the mediums that need a little help, and I do all the technology, and they bring forth their gift, and that's pretty much how we're doing this. It's sort of a team effort, if you will, and it's called Psychic Insights. So you might also be able to go to like psychicinsights.life and then just click on Sarah's face. I don't know if you tried that earlier, Sarah, but we should check it out. Okay. All right, my friends. Anything else, Sarah?
Yes, actually, before we go, if everyone doesn't mind, I do have one more.
Okay, go for it.
This one's a furry. It's I believe it's a male. It's a golden retriever. I was sitting here listening, and I just saw him go. So when he wanted your attention, he would go like this. He loved this red ball. So he came trotting in here. He had a red ball in his mouth, and then he dropped it. I keep on hearing Duke, so I'm not too sure if that was his name. He is showing me that he had like a red bandana tied around him. And he also liked to drag along. It looked like a light blue baby blanket, but I feel that that was something he had from a puppy. he is showing me that he had a very long life. So he shows me the different stages, the cute little puppy, when he was more playful, and then when dogs get older and they get the white around. That's all he's kind of giving me. So I'm not too sure if anyone can take him, but if this is your boy, he's fine. He made it over the Rainbow Bridge, and he keeps on showing me him chasing cats and squirrels and that. So I'm not too sure if that was something that he enjoyed doing in his younger age, but he's still doing it. So he's showing me him running in this field, and there's butterflies just going everywhere. And I just keep on hearing good boy, good boy. So I'm going to leave everyone with that. If this was your boy, he's fine. And again, I just want to say a huge thank you to Hollis for, trusting in me and believing in me and setting me up with all of this. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined our live tonight, and a huge thank you to my son to help bring your loved ones here, and for your loved ones to take the time and drop in and give their messages. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you, everyone. And you're welcome, Sarah. And thank you. And if you go to psychicinsights.life, it should work. But anyway, we'll say good night. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.